Welcome to Esoteric. You still feel the pain of that coin hockey badass jamming his thumb up my butthole.
Turning and turning in the widening journey. The falcon cannot hear the falconer.
As always,
Things
follow
fall
the plan.
apart.
You've
The
been saying
center
the
cannot
same shit
hold.
again and again for like 15
Humanity is loosed
We don't
upon
have
the
any
world.
cow porn in our Discord.
Like a dim tide is loosed.
You're probably a nihilist.
And everywhere the ceremony of innocence is drowned.
My dick is 8
The
inches.
best lack all conviction. While the worst are full of passion and intensity.
Keto, I got your keto right here in your ass.
Well, you're a fucking pedophile, so like maybe an atheist or a Christian would look at this and say, well, you're just a rapist. Pride is born of good works, positive qualities, and successful results. Now we will plant that right between Beardson's legs.
You don't want to get into a dick measuring competition with me.
Wayne Lambright into the call. Wayne, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah, Ralph.
What's going on?
Oh, I'm so excited that we're having this call.
Oh, yeah? No, me too. Now, first off, for people who don't know you, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience?
Hello, friends. I'm Wayne Lambright, age 54. I'm an early internet pioneer, and I created the second photo hosting service on Earth in 1999. No, I'm sorry, 2000, called Image Deposit. I had 220,000 customers, and it was a super big deal back in the day. I created photo hosting in Craigslist. I am also the founder of usemotorhome.com, which was probably the second marketplace for motorhomes for about 10 years. And I'm the founder of howtogetrich.com, which is not operational, but at one time I owned like 300 of these domains 25 years ago. And I'm kind of like I'm a tech guy. I'm a nerd. I'm an engineer. I love building things. I'm curious about life. And when I was age 12, my dad told me I could be president of the United States. So I always thought someday when I'm rich, I'll be president and I can make the world a better place. Very idealistic. And in a way, things are kind of working out. I'm enjoying myself. In the last 7 years, I sought to reverse engineer how UFOs fly, anti-gravity, and I did figure it out. We'll be talking about that later. And since Donald Trump started to run for president, I decided I'll run for president also. This will get a chance for me to bring out the anti-gravity technology ideas. And this kind of fast forward, that's where we are today.
Now, okay, so I heard of you. I think I saw an article or something, or saw you on Twitter during one of your runs for president. It might have been 2016. I don't recall. It seems around that time. And then, I read it and was like, okay, and kind of just went about my day or whatever. But I remembered you, right? And then I saw Metokur fucking with you. Of course, Metokur tried to fuck with me this year. He tried to cancel me. Of course, he lost. We got 1,000 people watching us live right now. Anyway, we won't get into that. But that's how, that's how I really started hearing about you a lot, because he was trying to get you on his show, supposedly. He was going to do a stream with you. And the stream never happened. Anyway, what happened with that, I guess? I'm just saying all that to intro it because you have a history with Metokur. Yeah.
So I didn't know who Metokur was either. And so the stream with Metokur was in middle September 2015, and I announced my presidency in 2015 August, so a month later. And he said he had like 50 to 100,000 people. I'm like, great, free publicity for me. So we scheduled it for a day. And when the day come, he said he had technical difficulties. And I was using a Comcast coaxial cable internet that was flawless, plenty of bandwidth. So it wasn't on my end. And so he told me, I'm so sorry, I can't have an interview. I'm having technical problems. I'm like, great, let's reschedule. Because that does happen. And then he never rescheduled. And the last time I heard from him was actually on my birthday a year ago, where he was just talking a lot of slanderous, or actually liable behavior. No, slander spoken. So slander. He was saying things that weren't true. Now, such as Safeway had a restraining order against me. Totally false. Like, I could easily sue this guy and win. But who has time to sue people?
Well, unfortunately. But you're right. It is a waste of time most of the time. But, yeah, he's a scumbag. You know, he was saying he wanted to do a stream to raise money for you or some shit or whatever. What is his deal? I think he was just trying to.
Anytime. He could raise money for me now without me on the stream and just send it to me if he really wanted to help me.
I think he's just trying to use you. Yeah, he just wants to have a target for his fans is what he wants. I mean, he's a psycho.
I kind of studied, I really enjoy the world of spies.
Yeah.
And it's because of Sun Tzu Art of War. If you study Sun Tzu Art of War, after you learn everything, it all comes down to spies. And the spies are the most precious thing that any nation can have because it's the purest information. So let's look at Metokur as a spy. He doesn't show his face for what? He started in 2007 and it's 15 years, never shown his face. He's on the lefty agenda, take the vaccine. He's immune. He's part of the YouTube allows him to operate. He has a Twitter channel. Previously, I know it got banned, but during the cancel culture, he should have been canceled, but he was still allowed to exist because he's part of the lefty New World Order communist agenda.
I said the same thing.
They don't want a guy like me speaking the truth.
Now, what do they? Speaking of guys like you speaking the truth, what do you think about Ye and what he's been saying?
Kanye West is I don't know anything about him. I don't listen to rap music. However, I will acknowledge that he has like 80 million fans on Twitter, which is phenomenal. And he was able to create a $1 billion business. So he has some chutzpah. He was able to do something. Yet right now I feel that he's directionless. He's kind of in the emotional pain of the divorce with his wife and the public shaming on social media about that divorce. And so he's in a little bit of a healing zone. He's been hurt socially, and they've ripped away his friends, and he's in a lot of emotional pain. However, you know what a boy band is, like the Backstreet Boys, where they have auditions for singers, and they're like, we're going to make you famous, and then they bring in the music and they sing music, and then they become a famous hit band. I think he's kind of like that. Like they just like auditioned him, and then he was part of the elite music system, which is produced bands. If he's so fucking great, he should be making record after record of all his pain and suffering right now, but he isn't. He's just bitching about how a small group of people control the world.
Wait. You're saying he should be in the studio right now?
Absolutely. His campaign should be in the studio. Like, I'm Kanye West, and I'm going to fix America. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to get rid of that. I'm going to get rid of this. And I'm going to prosecute them and bring them to trial. I don't know how to rap.
Drop some tracks. I mean, I wouldn't mind hearing some new tracks, but he's kind of focused on the campaign and stuff. Maybe he thinks people, he wants to be taken serious on that.
I took some notes here and I wrote down campaign promises. We live in an information war and gravity. Those are my notes. So what are Kanye West's campaign promises? We don't know.
Well, I don't think
he hasn't come up with a laundry list of things except Jesus.
Right. Well, yeah, but plus he hasn't officially announced yet. I mean, we wouldn't expect. I haven't seen even Trump, and he was president before, for 4 years, come out with like an official platform and stuff yet. So there's
he is officially announced because
he's announced
filed the
Kanye.
Yeah, he filed the federal FEC, Federal Election Commission paperwork to become president. That was done like a week ago.
Well, but I mean, he hasn't done. Well, either way, whether he's done
and be president.
Well, what I'm saying, whether he's done that or not, I don't know. But he hasn't done an official announcement, and even if he had, it would be like 1 week in. Like, you don't necessarily have to have a full platform right away. I mean, you're right. It's kind of just.
I thought he had already officially announced
and his power and
was all about wearing
God first
rubber boots and hoodies. He's confusing.
Well, I mean, I just don't know why he just. What's your platform then? You said you're running for president. What's your platform?
Oh, I got an amazing platform.
Okay, well, tell me.
This is all from memory because I wrote it in 2016. Well, first of all, as an early internet pioneer, I accidentally bumped into all the spies of the world. And the spies of the world monitor people through social media and electronic surveillance. So I started getting a whole education about how the world works. So money, that paper stuff, that green stuff that we buy things with is very interesting. At the top, it says the Federal Reserve note. Well, the Federal Reserve is not federal, and there's no reserve. It's a private bank. It has nothing to do with the federal government. If you and I wanted to make a gym where we lifted weights and worked out, and we called it the Federal Gym, and then got the government to back us, well, it might appear it's a federal gym, but it's still a private gym. And that's what they've done with the Federal Reserve. It's a private bank printing the money on behalf of the American government. And there's a video by a guy named, it's called The Creature from Jekyll Island, D.B. Griffin, I think is his name. And the 6 wealthiest men of the world proposed to Congress to become the trust, the bank trust. We will fix you. You just trust us. And so this happened in 1913. And then the guy on the $20 bill, Jackson, said, avoid the central banks, which are the Federal Reserve. So the Federal Reserve is made up, the people who control it are the biggest banks in the world, and they are the 2%. It's, the 2% is a very small mafia. That's what they are. And what we need to do is get rid of the Federal Reserve.
Wait, who's they?
The 2%?
Yeah, who's they?
Well, it's two people who have two things in common. One, they're a mafia. And they're not like, they're a shooting mafia and a killing mafia. And they all happen to have a religious affiliation with Judaism. I myself converted to Judaism last January.
No,
after my best friend of 10 years, or actually 20 years, where'd you go?
I'm here. Okay. I didn't leave. I just didn't know that. That's wild. That was a wild plot twist I was not expecting. Go ahead. Continue.
Well, my best friend of 20 years, I was best man at his wedding. He said, Wayne, you're a Jew. You got a cat in the closet. You're a total Jew. Convert to Judaism. And when my life turned to rubble, it was only Jews who helped me. So I was born a Catholic, went to Catholic school. I was an altar boy. And I see it as country clubs. Maybe your country club doesn't have a pool and you want a swimming pool. So you join the other club for the swimming pool. And I joined the other club, Judaism, for loyalty. I don't have Catholic loyalty.
So you're saying the Jews were loyal to you, so you wanted to pledge allegiance to them?
No, you do what you want. I mean, no Jews are helping me out of this jam I'm in right now, living in the desert necessarily, except my best friend. Like, I bought this property, and so I live in the desert, 60 miles from the nearest food and gasoline, which is almost like living on Mars. I think the only place you can be in a situation like this is Alaska, where you're the furthest away from stuff. I'm really far out there, and my Jewish friend helped me through this transition. And
now, did you do that on purpose? Are you like off the grid, kind of on purpose?
I'm off the grid by accident.
Now, how did that happen? What do you mean? What happened?
Well, I was living in Fullerton at a best friend of my dad, and so I got evicted from the place I was living for 8 years for paying my rent. This guy owes me like 50 grand, and I wasn't given a summons, and I found myself evicted. And there was a cute girl that I knew like 20 years ago, and I was like, hey, I need a place to live. Some things happened down here. Can I come live at your house? She's like, sure, come up here. She's like, what if it doesn't work out? I'll leave. So I moved up there to Shasta or McLeod, and it didn't work out. And because she didn't like me smoking weed all the time. And I've been off weed now for like 200.
Alert from low battery.
Hold on. I've been off weed now for 250 days.
Oh, wow. That's pretty
so
cool.
Weed free.
Weed free. Yeah.
Because I was going to get a truck driver's license.
Oh, that's cool.
And so then my mom said, I was like, Mom, I need a place to live. Can I come stay at your place in the backyard? She's like, okay, come down. So I come down there. And when I get to my mom's house, she's like, no, just kidding.
No,
you're homeless now.
Your mom trolled you and then said, LOL, you're homeless?
Yes. My mom's like, fuck you. You can't live here.
What?
But I got you a storage. So you can put your crap in storage and go be sleeping in your car and go fuck yourself.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, God, I never expected this, Mom. Okay. So I ended up at a friend of my father's house, and I've known this guy 30 years, and I slept in the backyard. Well, I rented his backyard for $300 a month. I mean, my tent. And that's where, the character in, so now I'm in a video game called, Cuck Simulator. And it's on stream. And the guys from Cuck Simulator said they wanted to put me in the video game. So I gave them like 20 photos of my head so they could make me accurate. And then I'm actually in this game. It's pretty interesting. And I was hoping to get on my feet. And then this guy evicted me because I was getting swatted by the on 4chan by the Discord trannies.
Wait. So they asked if they could put you in Cuck Simulator.
Yeah.
First off, in what capacity did they use your likeness in Cuck Simulator?
Exactly as real life.
No, wait.
Yeah, it's awesome.
No, wait. Okay, so what in real life did happen that they wanted to use the likeness? Like?
I'm Wayne Lambright living in the backyard in a tent working on gravity.
That's what's happening in the game?
As far as I know, I've never played the game. Okay. Those are the screenshots I've seen.
They showed you. You're just doing your thing in there. You're not part of festivities. You're just like Wayne Lambright in the universe. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, like exactly. Like there's no reason for me to be in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
In somebody's backyard, there's a guy, Wayne Lambright, living in a tent working on gravity. It's pretty awesome. I mean, it's flattering because it's free publicity for my campaign, which is, I mean, eventually we'll talk about gravity in this interview, But that unlocks the whole future that is being
I'm
held
thinking
back
maybe
from
we
us.
should just talk about it now. That's kind of what I was thinking. Since you
Okay,
kind of alluded to it
so-
there.
I've never seen a UFO. I've heard stories, and UFOs fly like this, up, down. They zigzag. They don't fly like an airplane wing, which is curvy. Airplanes are curvy in the sky. So airplanes exhibit a behavior that is foreign to current physics models. There's no way we can do this with current physics. And so 7 years ago, I'm like, I'm going to focus my energy on trying to figure out what this is. There's room. So I had 2 clues: counter rotating magnetic fields and Mercury. It turns out Mercury didn't, there's nothing with Mercury I could figure out, but counter rotating magnetic fields do exist. I mean, it's part of the equation. It comes down to stabilization. And so I did figure it out, and I'm going to tell you. And I figured out actually what gravity is, which is actually a huge fight with Einstein people. Because Einstein says gravity is a dip in the curvature of space. Like you put a blanket and throw a bowling ball in the blanket and it dips.
Yeah.
Okay, well, no.
I
So
was just saying, continue with your example. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll try to finish in 2 minutes with
No, it's fine. No, you have plenty of time. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's what gravity is. It's actually electromagnetism, and we're misled. So when we read the textbook, they show the Earth cut in half, and the whole middle of the Earth is molten. And one person for 4chan told me that molten iron is not magnetic, which is actually true. So I'm like, okay, so if the center of the Earth is cold, then the iron core of the Earth is cold, like knock, knock, hard steel. Then if you, electrical induction discovered by Michael Faraday in 1836 is a ferrite material in the presence of a moving magnetic field. Well, the sun, light is electric magnetic radiation. So the sun is a big this is controversial also, but there's something called electric universe theory where the sun is not a hydrogen furnace. It's an electrical discharge, and it's a plasma. So Boyd Bushman, Lockheed Martin Skunk Works says there's 5 forces: the strong force, the weak force, the magnetic force, electromagnetic force, and plasma. So plasma is when you put high voltage, remember this, high voltage on a gas, and it makes a light. And that's what neon is. So if high voltage on the sun turns it into a light, that's what's going on. And then the Earth is in the presence of that electric field, magnetic field, and it's moving. So as the Earth moves, it induces electricity and transforms into an electric magnet. An electric magnet is like an iron, pretend this was a nail, hammer, iron wrapped with wire, and you put it on a magnet, that would pick up paper clips. So the iron core of the Earth in the presence of the sun turns into an electric magnet, which is actually gravity. Then 100,000 volts on your own electric magnet will repel gravity. It will pick up everything.
By the way, Mark.
So
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. Finish your thought. Yeah, go ahead.
This discovery absolutely changes everything, except it puts the oil companies out of business. That's literally where we're at. Oil companies run the world, therefore they don't want anti-gravity because UFOs don't fly on gasoline. Oh, I'm done.
Okay. Also, I see Marjorie Taylor Greene has denounced Nick Fuentes literally on Twitter just now. So
today?
Yeah, that just happened like a couple minutes
Well,
ago.
she's getting, Nick is, he seems like a fun guy. He knows the truth that a small group of people are controlling the world. And here's the inside scoop. Like my Jewish friend tells me, here's the deal, Wayne. Jews feel sorry for the stupid people, the goyim. Goys are non-Jewish believers. They're non-Jews. So the goy need to be protected and they need to be helped because they're so stupid. Now, this thinking is very ideological and racist by nature. However, this is how they think, that the goy need the Jews' help, and the Jews are the self-chosen managers of the goyim, the people. And yeah, like Jews see themselves as the self-selected leaders of the population of the world. It's very narcissistic. It's not democratic at all. It's racist by its root.
By the way, yeah, that just happened 16 minutes ago. I was responding on Twitter to that because I just saw it come across the wire. The reason I saw it is because Ali Alexander came in the chat and said Loomer vindicated, and I was like, okay, I got to find out what he's talking about. And I went and looked and saw that. So that is the breaking news. Of course, we're going to cover all the breaking news. We have the 6th-hour Transformer Fund on the screen. Powerchat.live/the Ralph Retort, Killstream.live/tip as well. We'll play some super chats here. Let's hear some, Wayne. What do you think about that?
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Now let's hear some of those.
Really do anything rather than get a job. Crying laughing emoji.
Ye Brood GB's 24 cent $3 Wayne. How do you reconcile talking smack about boots and hoodies while you're living under a tarp in the desert, posting shirtless pics while name on/Paul/?
Now what about that? You're posting shirtless pics on Paul and name. Are you a name? Do you name? Metokur does that too, by the way. So you might have that. I know he'll like that comparison. Go ahead. Sorry.
Of course, yes. No, I didn't. My first postings at Politically Incorrect were in the summer 7 years ago, like July 2nd, 2015. And a little bit later, I learned that you could use your real name.
Yeah, you can.
And
you can, but that's discouraged, really, because
I didn't know it's discouraged, and I like to be authentic. I like people to know that what I'm saying is backed up by a real individual. And soon I learned that Politically Incorrect is like a really sophisticated, intelligent agency honeypot meant to plant their seeds, water their crops, and harvest the fruits of their devious behavior. That's why you can't, 4chan can't be taken down because of it's beautiful. I tell it to my friends as like the TV show Cheers for the people who work in the spying industry. Like cops have a bar, well, the spies have a bar they go to, and that bar is Politically Incorrect. It's where they go and get drunk and have conversations.
Now, let's see here. Let's play another one. Also, I'm following the Fallout. We'll get to that, too. Chaggett's going to come on here at 4 p.m. Eastern to argue in favor of Tim Pool. Chaggett put in a request with one of my friends. He said he wanted to come on here and defend Tim Pool's behavior last night, which just blew my mind. So Chaggett's going to be on here taking callers, taking abuse probably from every which direction because I don't see how he can defend that absolute travesty. But, he's Chaggett, so...
Hey Gravity Man. I'm an anti-gravite sent $3. How does gravity hold keep the ocean stuck to a butterfly confined freely? What is your opinions on moon landing being fake? And finally dancing Israelis? Do you know Adam Green's work? It's about the longest spy mission.
Yeah, what do you... Go ahead.
I know. I reached out to Adam Green and he wouldn't talk to me.
What? Why?
Yeah, he wouldn't.
What the fuck?
Why? Actually, why? Well,
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I've dug too deep. My truth is way too dangerous. Like, let's talk about how many people's names are banned from 4chan. You can't type the word Wayne Lambright. Wayne and Lambright at 4chan. They'll be banned. I'm the only person I'm aware of that is banned on 4chan in text. I am banned text. You can say Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Vladimir Putin, but you can't say Wayne Lambright. So my information is the most dangerous in the world.
Oh my God. All right.
What else is that?
I'm trying to catch up. Hold on. There's Let's see. A few. Let's see.
But that guy said two things in his money. He gave you some money to say something, but he said something else. He said name tag. I forget what else the other guy said.
I don't know, but it's a complete. It was about name tag. Yeah, let's see. Oh, dancing Israelis. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Nah, you don't have to.
So the dancing Israelis were when 9/11 was about to happen. 5 minutes later, before it was about to happen, 4 Israelis were seen. Video. They were on the ground at New Jersey taking a video of the World Trade Center, and then when the World Trade Center was hit, they were dancing. So a lady called the police, and then the local police.
Maybe they heard a good song on the radio.
Huh?
Maybe they just heard a good song on the radio.
Maybe. But their van was tested for explosives, and they had explosives in their van.
Well,
I mean, you can test my car for explosives, and I don't think you're going to find them. It's not like you don't actually.
They're probably transporting some fertilizer or something.
Anonymous sent $5. Wayne, could you please speak on that Sarah Silverman post you made on Instagram last week? Very disturbing.
What'd you say about Sarah Silverman?
Oh, I think she's beautiful.
What?
Sarah Silverman's super beautiful.
She's busted, dude. She's over the hill. What are you talking about?
She's what? Over the hill?
Yeah. Have you ever seen her titties? She's been nude and some stuff.
Yeah, I've seen her titties. I'm over the hill too. I'm 54 years old.
So she's right up your alley?
Like I'm in total grandpa territory.
Well, now that you're, I don't know about that. Now that you're Jewish, do you think she'll get with you?
Yes, actually.
Really?
Because I'll tell you this. So running for president, most people don't know about the Electoral College. Let's say in this next election, it's Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kanye West, and me. I get 1% of the vote. Kanye gets 4%. So that's 5%. Trump gets 55. So now we're at 60% of the votes are gone. So 40% is left of Joe Biden. The Electoral College should choose Donald Trump in that equation because Biden at 40, Trump at 55, Kanye at 4, and Wayne at 1. They could say, I love Wayne's chutzpah. We need Wayne. And they could all be choosing Wayne and I could be president.
Wayne at 1. Is that the play just to get some type of...
There's no legal requirement for the Electoral College to choose what the populace decides. Now, let me tell you a story about Socrates. Socrates says that elections are like this. Pretend you're going to hire a ship to go into the ocean. And would you rather have the ship captained by inexperienced people or by experienced people? And that is elections. You want experienced people to be the captain of your ship in the ocean versus
Is that because you've run for office? Wait, you've never held office. Is it because you've run for office? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, I've never held office. I'm just bidding for president.
But you have run a campaign. How many campaigns have you run, though? That's what I was kind of wondering.
This is my 3rd campaign.
So you ran in 20. So 20. So what are these? So 2016, 2020, and this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 2016 is when I saw some articles about you and stuff. So what's the idea to get more attention on your candidacy?
Well, the first 2 campaigns were not entirely fully legal, which is filing paperwork with the Federal Election Commission. That's why I use the word bidding. Bidding is my expression to run for president, and I haven't filed the paperwork, and this time I will be able to. The first time I really didn't know what I was doing, the first 4 years, and I thought I could just say I was running for president, and if people wrote me in, I would win. The second time, I knew about the Federal Election Commission, but I was being evicted by a guy who told me I was allowed to stay there.
That thwarted your plans. Yeah, well, so you're going to file for real this time.
This time I am going to file for real. I do have a person that's going to be my campaign manager, whose job is to manage the bank account and tell the Federal Election Commission every time period how much money I raised. Here's the secret knowledge about being in politics most people don't know. You're allowed to raise money from the public, and the government will match it by 50%. So the public can give me up to $2,700. So then the government will double that to $1,350. And they won't double what corporations give me, except George Bush changed the rules that there is unlimited campaign contributions. So if a corporation wanted to give me $1 billion for my campaign, there's nothing stopping them from doing it, which is phenomenal when it comes to corruption. A politician is actually a prostitute. Like, I'm totally a prostitute when it comes to ideas.
Now, wait.
If I don't like somebody, I'm still going to sit down with them and hear what they have to say because they sent me a lot of money.
That's not what you would do. You're saying what a politician would do?
No, I'm saying I would do that. I'm saying that I could dislike somebody, but if they give me a lot of money, I'm still going to sit down with them and hear their side of the fence. We got it.
That makes sense. All right, now let's see. We have some more super chats. Let's see. Okay.
Anonymous sent $3. You should play Cuckold Simulator. It's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
I might have to try it now that I know Wayne's in it.
Wayne Stay Lambrighting Jews sent $3. Calming Mafia spies don't believe your eyes. Jim watching Shoda and the motorhome bot from the site loyal to the Jews. Hi, I'm Wayne Lambright. Honorary kite small hat fits all right. Share your photos of rabbis biting penis simulating cucks for Jew bucks.
No, wait. Let's see.
Hebrew GB's 24 sent $3. Wayne converted to Judaism? The future is dark. Loan shark.
Bambigia Bomb sent $3. Dang Ralph. You're handsome motherfucker. Sheesh. That 2-panel looks amazing. Cheers.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Ralph, you haven't used a spooky coincidence sound effect in a while. Sent $3. Can we hear Rikita one more time with the effect, please?
I'll pull up Rikita later, but here's the effect.
Anonymous sent $3. Rackets can't stop taking L's.
Dude, he's taking huge L's. I'm going to talk about that some more later, by the way. Don't forget. Let's see. Trying to make sure we didn't miss any there.
Let me take a 30-second bathroom break.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Where's that Robert Barnes clip? Let me see if I can find that again. Fuck, I had that pulled up yesterday. We never did go back and play it. Oh, no, I think we did, actually. Yeah, we did go back and play it, now that I think about it. Still, I wonder if I could find it again. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Snake. Oh, yeah, I found it easily. Wow. Let me pull that up. I'll show that while we're here. Let me switch over to the tequila branding so I can show you this. Hold on, I'll turn that down so we can stop getting feedback. Oh, wait, he's already back. Okay, you're already back. Let me switch back here.
All right,
let me see. Okay, I think we're caught up as far as the questions go. Oh wait, hold on. Amazing show, what? Love ya, King. Why did it come out of the other sound source? That's crazy. Why did that happen? Could you guys hear that? What the hell?
I couldn't hear it.
Hold on a sec. I don't know why that happened. That was kind of weird. It played the donation alert out of a whole nother source. All right, now let's see. I'll try to figure that out. I don't know what's going on. Oh wait, there goes alerts right there. Need to figure that out, Wayne. That was crazy. All right.
Well, I got some crazy shit going on in my life.
Well, go ahead. Talk about that for a sec.
I've been swatted 26 times in like 240 days. 26.
What?
I've been swatted 26 times in 240 days. They did stop pointing guns at me. They've pointed guns at me 11 times, and they've been here in person 20 times, and then there's been 6 phone calls. But they keep acting like something bad is happening at my house where there's a need for a law enforcement response. They won't even tell me what's going on. It's pretty bananas. And when I'm talking to the sheriff, I'm like, isn't this weird for you guys to come to the same house 26 times for something that I didn't do? And they're like, it is kind of weird, Wayne. And I told them that it's really Israel, because I talk shit about Israel, saying Israel did 9/11, which I believe that to be true, that Israel is winding up my local sheriff. Like, there's some young kids in Israel who called in like 1,000 bomb threats. And they went to jail. They got busted, but they were calling in bomb threats to places in America. And then it was all about getting donations to the local synagogue to reinforce infrastructure or something. It was a way to earn money locally because of the bomb threats. And the synagogue's like, look, we got so many bomb threats. Can you give us a grant? And the government's like, here's $2 million to reinforce your building. Nobody knows how that money was spent. They probably went to Vegas.
Have you ever been to Vegas?
So the guys who are doing the threats to the sheriff, they've got this ironed out. They know how to wind up the sheriff where it forces them to drive an hour to my house.
That's crazy. Have they ever pulled guns on you? You know, I've been swatted several times myself.
Yes. 11 times they were pointing guns at me. Wayne Lambright, come out with the hands up.
What?
This is the Riverside Sheriff's Department. Like, that's a scary situation when you see 9 people pointing guns, and some of them had M16s. They were ready to light me up.
Thank God.
Like, I don't own a firearm, and I don't have much money. Like, I'm totally broke. But I did just get $2,500 from my inheritance from my grandpa. But I should have got $400,000.
What happened there?
Screwed me, brother. But I'm gonna probably buy a bulletproof vest before I buy a firearm. A bulletproof vest will save me from being shot.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah,
maybe they won't kill you if they run up in there. Why would
I usually pull off my shirt? Like, I could be swatted during this call, but usually when they're here, like, Wayne Lambright, Riverside Sheriff's Department, I like pull off my shirt so they know I'm not armed. Sometimes I walk out in my underwear.
So they know that you don't have a weapon.
Yeah.
But
I'll grant it's really weird for a guy to be living in the middle of nowhere. I bought property. I own this property. It's paid off. And I bought property in a ghost town. They used to make the steel for World War II ships called Kaiser Steel. And in California, it's called Kaiser Permanente, which was the in-house hospital. And I live on Kaiser Road. And so maybe like 600 people used to live out here, but nobody lives out here because it gets to be 120 in the summer. It's miserable.
So you bought property in a ghost town and you live in a ghost town?
Well, the ghost town's 5 miles away.
So the ghost town, you're even more isolated than the ghost town.
Yeah, the freeway was 10 miles away and the ghost town is 15 miles away.
So the ghost town is like more happening. Okay.
Let me just say something weird about the ghost town. It's an iron mine, and I'm surrounded by 100 previous gold mines. They have found gold. An airplane, a Cessna Caravan, flies in every Tuesday at 9 a.m., lands, grabs something from a truck, and 5 minutes later gets in the air. And I've documented this with photos like 20 times. Every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, they fly in and pick up something. Usually the next day, the sheriff a sheriff goes up there. Like, why is the sheriff going up there? Like, maybe their payout. They found gold, and then a trommel is a thing that turns. A trommel was delivered up there on a semi-truck with 2 cops in the front, 2 cops in the back. So they found gold, and they're like keeping it secret, is my guess. I was not against the law or anything. But it's kind of cool where I live. I mean, I love living in gold. Like, there's totally gold in my soil. Like, if I just put my soil through a sifter, there's a certain amount of gold.
Now I'm also, let's see. Okay, I'm looking through some of these quotes. Let me see. All right, just looking through some of the MTG stuff right now, some of the fallout there. Wayne, it's getting crazy. It's getting crazy out there. What do you think?
Well, the biggest problem, here's the weirdest thing. Imagine that Ralph wants to run for president. You would expect to hear crickets.
What?
I mean, you're already popular, so you're going to already have a following. But imagine like your uncle or your neighbor running for president. They don't have social media influence. It should be crickets. Like I'm running for president and my Twitter followers are 200. I can't get past 200 or 300. Like I'm totally being suppressed by an external system that doesn't want anybody to hear anything I have to say because I'm right. That's what they fear, is that I'm right. And I have an ex-girlfriend who was married. Her sister married into a multi-billion-dollar family. And she's always, my sister's so mad at you. Quit doing your shit, Wayne. Just stop it. So I stopped for a while, but the attacks kept coming. And now my girlfriend's told me, fuck you, Wayne. And I haven't talked to her since August.
Now, what happened? Like,
her dad's a movie star. Her dad won the Academy Award for Best Actor in the 40s. So they're definitely tapped into CIA, elitism, and New World Order. She's crazy. Like, now that I've been separated from her for like 5 months, I put up with a lot of bullshit.
Was she
for
fun
no
though?
reason.
Was she fun though? You know what I mean? Well, was it a fun time at least?
Oh yeah, of course. Like she's a uber intellectual. She's smart, good sex.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It was all good. Like she's hard to replace. I asked her to marry me like 3 years ago, and she didn't say yes. I mean, she was considering it. She was my best choice, and we've been together for like 12 years. So it's a big loss on my end. It's a big social loss. In San Francisco, what happened to me was in 1999, I quit my job to become an entrepreneur. And so I started a lot of websites, and then I'm on the dating sites in 1999. And the only women on dating sites at noon don't have a job or they're rich.
That's true.
And there's a lot of rich women who are single in San Francisco, and they're looking for a boyfriend or a husband. And so who are these women at noon on dating sites? And some of them are wealthy. That's how I met my wife. She was married to old money. And so there's a lot of old money. Do you know about the Bohemian Grove, right?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I've never been there.
Did you know I worked there?
No.
So I worked there, and my father-in-law used to be a member, and my ex-girlfriend's dad was a member. And there's a lot of people in San Francisco who are members of Bohemian Club. They definitely rule the world. And who rules the world?
No, wait. You worked there. Hold on. Wait. You worked there. I see chat reacting to that, so I got to ask, like, what did you do there?
Well, I took a labor job because I got fired from Safeway because I wasn't willing to suck a bag of dicks.
No way. Now wait a minute. Okay, what happened with the potential bag of dicks? Like, what happened there?
Well, this guy at Alex, I was clocking into work, and he's like, "Yeah, suck a bag of dicks, Wayne." What? What'd you say to me? Like, I think he wants to fight me. And then he's like, He goes, yeah, suck a bag of dicks. Out of nowhere, he's telling me to suck a bag of dicks.
Well,
that's pretty much against the rules at Safeway.
Slightly provocative. Yeah, I have to agree. It's a little bit.
Well, I was sober at the time, and I was like 2 years sober, and I was really upset with what he had to say. I wanted to fight back, but I couldn't because, I might go to jail or something. And so I broke my sobriety, and that's how I entered 4chan. So I told 4chan, you guys will never believe what happened to me. I'm working at Safeway. Alex tells me to suck a bag of dicks. And then people are on 4chan are like, they broke into the PeopleSoft software, pulled up my earnings and published my social security and said, that's right, Wayne does work there and he only made $200 that week.
Anonymous sent $3. I love this guy in The Princess Bride. Sorry, whatever happened to you happened.
All right, now.
That's sweet. Thank you.
So that's how you got introduced to 4chan? Was that night?
No, I was introduced to 4chan from the Time article where in 2008, Time magazine had a contest of the top 10 something people. And it was like person 1, person 2, person 3, person 4. However, the first word of every person spelled Tim or Moot. The founder of 4chan is Moot.
Yes.
And it spelled his name vertically. So they were able to game 4chan gamed the Time poll to spell Moot vertically. And I was like, I gotta hang out at this place. This place is for me. And I also didn't know what it was. I'm a programmer, I'm an engineer. I'm also a salesperson. So I had a California real estate license. My dad was a salesperson. So I'm very interested in making money and selling things. So I'm like, how does this site work? Like, I don't get it. They post a photo and people talk about it. This is genius. And there's no moderation. Then it disappears. Oh, that's so counterculture. So 4chan is really an enigma to the whole internet world that it disappears. Like, I don't know what Snapchat is. I think it disappears in a while. And 4chan, it does. After 350 replies, it disappears. It's built on TinyChan. I built my own 4chan copies based on TinyChan on GitHub. I ran it on some servers. I didn't have success. 4chan is really phenomenal. There are 220,000 people there at any one moment. Like right now, 220,000 people are at 4chan. It's the biggest marketplace for free speech. It's also a honeypot. And you got to know that. And so running for president, it was so I only ran for president in 4chan because I knew it was a place for me to talk to people with who had government jobs, who could see my truth, that I knew what was going on, that I knew how things worked, that I would be a candidate to actually be president. So president of the United States, his job is to make America better, to make both sides of the House or the House of Representatives and the Senate work and get laws passed that make life better for Americans. And one way to do that is to know the infrastructure of the corruption of America. America is basically like a huge mafia structure. There's all these private dealings behind the scenes of all these wheels being greased. And I know a lot about how this works. I was a mortgage banker, a loan officer for PNC Bank for 4 years, and I gave 700 people loans for their homes. And so I used to read tax returns and know how people make money. And there's lots of grift. There's lots of hidden money. And so America is all about the hidden money and how it works.
All right, now let me try to play this because the audio, how's it coming through another source? That doesn't make any sense. How's it coming through my TV? Thank you, Tums Festival. I don't understand how or why that's happening. Power Chat's still coming through the other source, and then Killstream.live/tip is coming through an entirely different audio source. Well, like, how's that even possible?
The powers that be might be trying to fuck up this stream so my word doesn't get out.
Oh, wait, I see it says control audio via... OBS. Let me turn that off and then.
Israel did 9/11.
No way.
They really did.
Amazing show, Ralph. Love ya, King.
Thank you. By the way, I see all these people throwing their hat in the ring to interview Ye. I just put out the obvious. Of course, you know, I haven't lobbied anybody personally for it, but I mean, I think it would pretty much break the internet if Ye came on the Killstream. That's what I think. So I'm just gonna go ahead and advocate for myself since everybody else is throwing their name out there. I think obviously it should be on the Killstream is what I really think. So, but we'll see if that occurs or not. But I would definitely like to see it, and even if it doesn't occur immediately, I want to see it happen someday, 100%. I think, and you know, I saw somebody, you know, Ricada mentioned earlier, him throwing his name in. There's 20 people I would pick over Ricada, quite frankly. Him trying to weasel his way in, even Elijah Schaefer, I would pick over Nick Ricada. Like, what the fuck? Like, what in the hell was he thinking with that? Anyway, we'll talk about that more. Thank you, Ollie. I appreciate that, brother. What else we got, Wayne? Hold on, let me make sure I didn't miss any super chats. I think I got them all though, man. I just want to make sure I covered everything with you. What topic have we not brought up that you wanted to talk about here at the end?
Well, gravity is actually the solution. So gravity control, how do the UFOs fly and what are they powered with? And so nobody knows this. And I have my own theory about how they're powered based on some leaked information from a U.S. Naval Intelligence officer who had access to an alleged crashed spacecraft. I have my own Discord server, and I'll put it on my Twitter after this. There's a video, but there's a crystal about the size of a basketball, and he said it looked like clear acrylic glass with a little bit of fogginess. And to me, that was very suspicious because what people don't know is piezo crystal. It's called the piezoelectric effect. You can hit a rock and it shoots out electricity. Wait, what? I can just hit a rock and it makes electricity? Yes, that's true. It's called the piezoelectric effect. And so that's how the button on the barbecue works. When you push the button and it lights off the propane, it goes click. Well, the click is it's smashing a piezo crystal and then electricity comes out. So there's piezo crystals. One piezo crystal is granite. And that's actually the center, the lining of the King's Chamber in the Pyramid of Egypt. I think the Pyramid of Egypt is a harmonic resonant chamber. Ooh. And it vibrates and it just makes free electricity. So the guy who made the U.S. Navy UFO patents, which are like 2016, and they're very interesting. It's basically a long square tube lined with piezo crystals, and those piezo crystals, from my understanding, make the shaft is like this, and at one end is a vibrator, microwave generator, which is another way for saying vibrator, vibrates the crystals like woo, and then as they vibrate, they make electricity to power the thing, which makes it louder, and so it's over unity. So based on an alleged story that a crashed UFO had a crystal, if it vibrates, it makes electricity. So then what does the UFO do with the electricity, which it does make is high voltage electricity, and the high voltage past 100,000 volts will force away the magnetic field of Earth. Now, I haven't talked about this yet, and we need to talk about it. It's called the Jacob's Ladder, which looks like two pieces of metal, and electricity goes. And there's a guy called Art Bell who has a radio show, and this guy Madman Malcolm made a Jacob's Ladder with over 1 million volts, and at the top of the thing there was something shimmering up here, and it looked like a mirage. And he would throw a bolt at it like a nut, and the nut should go ping on the desk, but it didn't. And then 2 minutes later,
was it $3 about time you insert yourself in? Don't let these losers get. Killstream is the only place that the real interview can happen. No one else is worthy. Whatever it takes. Do it. It is the move. Let's go Ralph, make it happen. Text Nick an offer.
Go ahead. Wait, hold on. I'll let this go.
Anonymous sent $3 off topic, but is it safe now to say that MTG is probably a tranny?
Go ahead, Wayne. Finish your thought there. I didn't mean for that to cut you off.
So the guy with the Jacob's ladder is making to a quarter inch electric bolt is 10,000 volts. A quarter inch is 10,000 volts. So he's making high voltage, which is like those transformers out on your telephone pole, the things that look like a 5-gallon bucket. He put 3 of them together. So it goes from 100,000 volts to 1,000,000 volts. It steps up. It's exponential. And he stole the transformers, and then he went to jail for 60 days. And when he came back, he did this interview with Art Bell from Coast to Coast AM, and his name's like Madman Mackham or something. He built a new one. He jumped into the vortex. He threw in guinea pigs, and the guinea pigs would land a few feet away, and when he turned up the voltage, they would land 300 feet away, but the guinea pigs were living. So he decided to jump into the vortex.
Hail sent $3. I have no idea what this nigger is talking about. Wayne, can I get a quick rundown on the last hour or so?
Go ahead, Wayne. Finish your
This guy jumped into his own vortex and went into the future 2 years. That's super exciting. I mean, so there's a whole bunch of exotic technology that's being withheld because it makes oil obsolete. Nobody, like, this information should make all the scientists of the world go, oh my God, let's focus our energy on this. Instead, they're like, no, let's support oil. So that's why I'm running for president, is that if global warming is real, which it's not, oceans haven't risen. It's a scam to make people give up their cars. And so the oil companies have more oil in the ground so they can pump it out in the future at higher cost to run cars. You know what uses CO2? More carbon in the air? Trees. So if you want to get rid of global warming, plant more trees. The bushes and the trees love CO2. So there's no worry about environment, more CO2 in the atmosphere. It's fucking fertilizer for bushes and trees. They all love it. So there's no danger. It's all bullshit. So we're living in theater. Who does theater? Eskimos, Aboriginals, Muslims, Christians, Jews. Oh, Jews are the best at theater. So the world is run by Jews creating theater on a false narrative to lead us down a path of making money for them. That's where we're at. That's why they won't give me any. That's why I'm suppressed, because I'm trying to upset their apple cart.
Do you think Israel, I hope you think they're going to continue to fuck with you going forward, or how are you like going to protect yourself?
I mean, if they want to kill me, they can kill me, right? We've all seen the spy videos or the spy movies. Anybody can be gotten. So there's no way for me to protect myself.
Sent $3 where we go. We don't need roads.
Go ahead, finish your thought. No real way to protect yourself?
I don't think there is. I mean, I don't have weapons myself. I've got a crossbow with 2 arrows, 2 bolts. I'm not worried about it. Like, literally, like, life is a roller coaster ride. There's lots of ups and downs, and then life is over. That is life.
Fuck.
We only get one ride on this roller coaster.
Damn, that's kind of deep, actually, to finish the interview. It's true, too.
Yeah, that's where we're at, right? Life is a roller coaster. There's ups and downs, and that's all we get. Life is over. 50, 60, 80 years, whatever. We only get a small chance, and life is not a dress rehearsal. We get one chance at life. So I'm taking my one chance at life to share the knowledge that we could live in a utopia if we got rid of this overreaching power structure that has basically blackmailed current politicians into submissions. That's what the Epstein Island is about, which is blackmailing everybody in a power structure
Bucko
to
sent
do what they
$11
want.
to Tim. This is how it's done. You let
They
the
get
guest
them
speak,
involved
even if it's
in
batshit.
sexual acts, and they videograph them. And they say, if you don't do what we want, we're going to tell the world that you did this. And they got video. So that's what Epstein Island is. And look at all the politicians who went there who won't talk about it. Go to Black Book, EpsteinBlackBook.com. You can see who flew on those airplane flights.
There was something else. Oh, I saw somebody in the chat said Metokur fears Wayne Lambright. Do you think that that's the case? I kind of think it is.
Why won't he show his face? I'll do an interview with Metokur if he shows his face by flying to Palm Springs. I'll pick him up to the airport. He can spend the night at my house in a tent, and then we can do an interview on live stream, and then I'll drive him back to the airport. But he's afraid to show his face. Was he disfigured in a car accident? What's his problem? What the problem is he's committed crimes locally, and he doesn't want people locally to know, oh, that's you.
That's exactly what I think. I think he may have committed some crimes online too, if you know what I mean. And he doesn't want people to see
committed crimes. His address was leaked, and it went, anybody, what a trail cam is for hunters looking for deer?
Not
well,
really.
you could put a trail cam.
Where they just got it out, like monitoring. Yeah, kind of, yeah.
It's a motion sensitive camera.
And it shows when there's deer in the area. Yeah.
With no light. It also has like infrared capabilities. So they're little boxes. I have one. You can strap it to a tree and put a bunch of batteries in it, and it will last for like a month. And it'll take photos every time something moves in front of the camera. Well, somebody could put one in front of his house to get photos of Metokur taking out the trash. And then they also have a trail cam that's cellular activated. They're like $200. So we could expose him by putting up some trail cams, monitoring him from the neighbors.
Well, I can't co-sign that type of behavior, Wayne. But
the noticer sent
$3
thought.
I'll put my Bitcoin on
She's
Twitter.
Very Jewish, and
if I raise enough money, I'll ride my motorcycle to Minnesota, and I'll put up trail cams with the permission of the neighbors, and we'll get Metokur on camera.
Let's just surround his house. Let's pay off all of his neighbors to put cameras in all their yards. We'll have the legal right to the cameras.
They got a douchebag there.
Right. Well, we'll show him some of his greatest hits. We'll show all the slurs and everything he says on stream. We'll show them. We'll say, hey, here's a little sum. Nothing too outrageous because the guy's a scumbag. Like you said, he's a menace. So they'll probably want to do it. We pay him a little bit of money. We surround his house with cameras legally on their property. I like the way you think, Wayne. I like
it's easily done.
Mark
his neighbor
$3.
directly
Hey,
across
Wayne,
the
do you know
street
who
would
Frank
do it
Hassel is?
for a small
If you want
amount
to
of
be
money
Metokur,
just to
I'll buy
protect
you a
the
plane ticket.
neighborhood.
Just
because
promise to
he's
wear a GoPro.
inviting danger because he's such a dangerous person.
You know what? I like the way you think, Wayne. Here goes another one.
Anonymous sent $3. The price of your cozy channel is putting up trail cams outside Metokur's house. I'll eat them all. Let's go. Let's get it done.
Yeah, this could be.
I want to say cellular trail cams so we get the information live.
Oh, wow. Yep. Recording it even.
They have cellular trail cams. There's a whole industry for the deer hunters, so they would know when the deers are out there in the
Night
field.
Driving Avenger sent $10 to reach Ethan.
I want to thank everybody on this video.
Wait. What's
the
that?
noticer sent $3. We need to set up Wayne with Abby Shapiro. She's perfect for you, Wayne. She's very Jewish, and those Khazar milkers are legendary and will keep you fed in the tent.
What do you think about Abby Shapiro?
I thought she's married, though.
Oh, well. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I guess she is, isn't she? Yeah.
Well, there's no dating married women. I mean, they got to be single first. But
yeah, don't date them. You're right. Don't date them.
Yes, I like those big titties.
Thank you.
I had a girlfriend with huge titties, Angela, like triple D's. Like, I want to let you know, if you date a woman with big tits, there's a downside, which is, oh, my back hurts. They can't do anything because they got these big titties hurting their back the whole time. It's actually a curse. You want a woman with small titties, like B's or C's.
Too big. It's more than a handful is a waist anyways. Is that what they say?
Yeah, it is. It's more than a waist. They look great. They do look great.
Wayne Lambright, thank you for coming on the Sunrise today, even though we have the Killstream branding here because of the 2 panel. Tell people where to find you. We'll have to have you back on during election season, maybe here in another month or two. Definitely would love to have you back. I think everybody in the chat enjoyed it as well. So tell people where to find you.
My Twitter is Lambright number 4 POTUS, P-O-T-U-S. And that's the only place that's really public for me right now. I've got a Discord, and I'll put that on my Twitter. But Lambright for POTUS. And also I have a YouTube. If you Google Wayne Lambright, you'll see a picture of me, and that's my
very cool. And how about
YouTube.
this? Send me your links too. I have your Twitter. I'll put your Twitter in here myself here in a minute, and then I'll also get your YouTube. Send me your YouTube actually to make sure I'm sharing the right one. I'll go ahead and grab your Twitter.
Thanks.
And put
it's
that
still
in
under 1,000, so there's no way to make money at YouTube. And as soon as I started making money, they'll cut me off anyway. So I see it as a throwaway kind of place. It's just a place to broadcast. I only average 50 people on average.
Well, that's not too bad.
And I'm grateful. I'm grateful.
That's not too bad. By the way, I put your Twitter in there in the chat. Give this man some follows. Wayne Lambright, thank you, man. We've been trying to set this up for a while, so I was glad that we were able to do it. And I'd love to have you back as well, because I feel like we just scratched the surface in terms of stuff we could talk about.
Yeah. I want to say in closing, like, Ralph, you've got an amazing platform. You could have a daily news channel. Like, we could do, you and somebody else, you and me, could do a summary of, like, what's going on at Politically Incorrect, like write up 10 topics and then talk about it for 2 hours. Like, what is Joe Rogan? Joe Rogan is a few guys sitting behind the microphones for 3 hours talking about current events. So you are very close to doing this yourself. You could have your own news channel just using 4chan as the crowdsourced news source.
You know what? I'll think on that. I'm doing a lot of different things these days, branching out, so I appreciate that. I'll give that a thought, and I'll keep in contact. Let's get you back on the show sometime soon, brother. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Ralph. See you soon.
All right, take it easy, man. Be safe. Wayne Lambright, let's give him another round of applause. Let's get him another round of applause. Oh, what's this clip? Wait, I forgot what this was. No, I didn't. Play it again.
Did you ever? Let me ask you this: did you ever meet an Orthodox Jew before me?
Yeah, I've got Orthodox Jews in my family. Used to.
Let's see. Wayne Lambright, honorary Jew, Jewish convert. We found out early in the interview, which I did not know.
The noticer sent $3. Okay, Wayne. I have the perfect girl for you. Laura Loomer is very Jewish and single. What do you say?
By the way, the Marjorie Taylor Greene stuff broke out during the middle of the interview. Wayne was very cool, and I thought he did really well. I enjoyed having him on. I see his Twitter here. I'll mention him on Twitter earlier, but I also I'll put his link again in the chat. Very good natured guy. Took it all in good stride. Had fun. Got to talk for an hour. So I actually scheduled this before I went to Havana, and then all this stuff happened, and I was like, okay, we're still gonna do this. And it ended up being even more fun than I thought it was gonna be. Thank you for saying that, Cag. I appreciate that, brother. A lot of people in chat I saw were enjoying it too. So, but I had it pegged for an hour, and I feel like we hit everything. We could have stretched it out, but there's a lot of news going on. I had it pegged for an hour beforehand. we fulfilled our hour, and I thought we hit everything we wanted to hit, and it was fun, and I think everybody enjoyed it. So I just kept it at the hour. I was like, boom, we got it, solid. That'll be perfect to clip out. Everybody can watch that. Yeah, exactly. No more. Yep. Don't stretch it. Don't ring every last drop. Still leave it where there's a little bit more. Where a second appearance, we could talk about some more stuff, and and it's easy to rewatch too. We'll have that clipped out, so you can just watch that later if you'd like as well. Thank you guys. Go ahead.
The CIA sent $3 Nick and Yeet completely overshadowed by Ralph and Wayne.
Well, I was thinking before the show, and of course I wasn't going to back out or anything. I'm not going to cancel a guest or anything like that. I didn't want to cancel. But you do think as a host, you're like, okay, well, all this stuff's going on.
Man fading in the night sent $3. Thank guy has no sense in energy at all. Holy shit, Ralph, the whack pack is get full, ha ha ha.
So I was thinking, I was like, man, there's a huge stories going on, right? And this is way off topic though. But he said he was down to talk about some of that stuff too, and then it ended up just being a fun interview.
Kale Gribble sent $3. Stu New. The crew.
You don't want to get into a dick measuring competition. I have a bigger dick. I have a bigger dick. I have a bigger dick.